ask Corey one more question, talking a little bit more about what our time frame looks like for version 4.1. And I think built into that is the inherent question of how we'll be taking feedback and what the process looks like for 4.1. And then I can talk a little bit more about what that looks like for credential exams.
Sure, yes. So if we go to the next slide, we show the process for the timeline for a rating system launch. And right now we are in the beta phase of 4.1. We expect the beta to last all of this year, so all of 2019. But that is certainly dependent on how much feedback we get and whether or not we are able to make the necessary changes to make this rating system work. But we are targeting end of the year to likely move from the beta phase into the official public commenting and ballot phase. So prior to the beta, we did set our goals with all of our committees. We put out a draft version of the rating system. And now that we are in the beta, what this really allows us to do is fine-tune this rating system. This is something we've never done before with any LEED rating system launch. It really does allow us to get the feedback we need, but also to get the feedback from actual project teams instead of just via public comment. So the beta allows project teams to use this rating system, give us that feedback. We can make modifications if we need to, and all of that happens before we start the public commenting and the balloting process, which is a little more structured and doesn't allow sort of a dynamic revision process. So with that in mind, we hope that the timeline can be a little shorter for the public comment and ballot period. We had 6 public comment periods for version 4. We expect fewer for version 4.1 because of this beta. And in terms of feedback, we are certainly asking for as much feedback as we can get. All channels are available for project teams and all of our stakeholders to provide that feedback to us. That will all eventually get back to our team, regardless of whether or not it comes in through customer service or your GBCI reviewers. We'll be consolidating all of that feedback and likely updating the beta version as necessary every quarter. So we would see changes to the beta version quarterly if there are any.
Great, thanks, Corey. And as mentioned also for the exams that would go along with the credential, we will not update the exams while we're in this beta period, as Corey has described. And so the exams will probably be untouched for most of this year. And then next year, once we come out of beta and we're looking at ballot, we will work to update the exam to include the version 4.1 requirements. So just generally, if you're going to take the exam, it's still really focused around the update that came out last summer, which is primarily version 4.